Yeah, so we need to talk about Megan. Hello, everyone. Terrence here with Hollywood Already Did It. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, ring that bell below. Anytime we have something, you will be among the first to know. Well, we're already off to the races in 2023. First major release of the year, Megan. I've been waiting for this one for a while. Those trailers look creepy and kind of cool and kind of interesting. So I was interested to see what Blumhouse and James Wan was bringing us. And I am happy to say that they delivered a very satisfying horror. I'm going to use that in air quotes because I don't know if I would really put this in the horror category. Yes, that's where it's going to end up being because of some of the violence in it. But I don't think it's for people who aren't really fans of horror movies. I think you can get away with this film and not feel like you've done yourself a disservice. So with this film, Allison Williams plays Gemma, a brilliant tech person who has been designing this, she's been working on this robot, much to the chagrin of her bosses. She's been working on this droid that is super humanistic, has humanistic characteristics, and can learn. And her life is sort of upended when she is made to be the caregiver of her niece after a tragedy happens to her sister. So her niece, is going through pain and not really dealing with it, sort of in depression, and sort of the way to get her out of that, Jim decides to give her the new doll that she's been working on and pair her with that, and a lot of calamity, hijinks, and horror ensue in that pairing. Let me say this: Megan as a whole doesn't reinvent the wheel. Like it knows what it's doing. It has the beats of a typical sci-fi horror. It gets all those things, and it does them well. But what makes this work really well is that there's a very tight script here. And unlike, I think, the AI version of Chucky, Child's Play that came out a few years ago, which there are some similarities here, I don't think that delved enough into how dependent we as people are on tech sometimes, and how that can become sort of dangerous. So this acts a little bit as a cautionary tale. It's a satire. It knows it's campy, and so it has fun with it. It's joking. Like there are moments of horror, suspense, comedy, and just campiness. Like Megan all of a sudden breaks off into song because that's what you have those androids do. Like you know how many times you've asked your Amazon, like, "Hey Amazon," or Alexa, Google, sing me a song. And I'm surprised it didn't start playing because I have one in my house. But it allows you as an audience to sort of live in that world. And I think the biggest thing is that it's smart. It has the moments of being satire, like a RoboCop, where yeah, RoboCop is actively an action violent and violent film, but it takes a moment to sort of, hey, you people are starting to become conditioned to using your tech, and it has little smart commercials and vignettes. It all plays itself well together to come together with this great package that I think just delivers, and it stands on the backs and the shoulders of the three kid characters. Yes, I said three because two are playing one. Violet McGraw as Katie is perfect. She does what she's supposed to do as being this sort of broken, scared, and becoming, after she's lost her loved ones. So she is now trying to seek that in other things. And there's some emotional moments that I think just pay off and work really well that in lesser films would come off super hokey. The moments that this film takes to breathe, it does and does well. The flip side of that, the actresses, the pairing that plays Megan, oh, chef's kiss. You guys are phenomenal. Amie Donald does all the motion and motion capture for Megan. Um, and she is creepy. The movements, the ticks. There's moments in here where you're like, ah, she's a humanoid, and then at times you're like, oh yeah, she's a robot set to destroy everything. Um, but her pairing and her performance, the dance sequence that I think you've all known and we've seen the creepy dance Megan on the red carpet. In context, it plays even creepier, but it's fun. Jenna Davis plays the voice of Megan, and she is also as creepy and does her things well. So the three of those kid actresses together make this elevate above the typical, like, oh yeah, this is that January dumping movie horror film that you always sort of get at the top of the year. There's something to this. There's a bite to this. And like I said at the beginning, while it is going to be a horror film, it is PG-13. So I think some of the bite has been taken back a little bit. And it's more of a thinking man's horror film. I would say more in the line of like a Black Mirror episode, like a RoboCop, the AI Chucky, and a Black Mirror episode, whichever one that he makes. They make the droid version in the tub, and the wife. You guys know what you've seen it. Those sort of together. That's kind of what this is at its height, and it's fun. It's a fun ride. It's a quick hour 40 minutes, and you're in and out, but you have a damn good time in the theater. I think you should watch this in the theater, honestly, because I feel like these type of movies with audiences make some of the buttons or pieces that you don't quite get or you don't quite relate to pop off even more. And the way that this film starts, it's just off to the races. Like you have a commercial, sort of like RoboCop sort of did. You have a commercial, and then you're off to the races. And we don't spend any time like, is this dial dangerous? Is it not? No, it's nuts. It's effing crazy. And sometimes when you give tech too much of your life, this is kind of a cautionary tale. It's like you might not want to do that. So on my scale of play it again, Sam, I didn't mind that. Once is enough, or give me a time stone so I never have to think about this film again. This is for sure a play it again, Sam. This is already one of my, obviously there's only like one film this year, but this is going to probably hang around a little bit as one of my favorite films. It's just a fun time, and I can't stop thinking about M3GAN. And I hope the movie's doing well enough that we might get to revisit this world. And I just hope that if we do another one of these, I hope the script and the characters, both actresses, all three actresses, but specifically Jenna and Amie, come back to recreate M3GAN, although she's going to be a little bit older, but you get it. What did you guys think about M3GAN? Have you seen it? Go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments in the comments below. If you haven't already, you can follow us on Twitter at HollywoodADI. You can hit us up on email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. We also have a podcast with the same name. That's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that plays podcasts. We're there. And like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.